Hi, welcome to another episode of Look My No Hands. Last week's episode should have included the second part of me opening up the Little Wolf Knits Legally Yarn Countdown. Somehow that slipped my mind, and when I made the video I didn't add in that extra clip. So this is a part 2 of last week's episode. Last week's episode was season 3, episode 9. So this is season 3, episode 9, part 2, where you will get to see the rest of the Legal Yarn collection. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, so here we are. Okay, so I'm back again to show you more of the Legal Yarn countdown collection from the Little Wolf Knits. So last time I showed you the first 14 days. I talked about the candles and the soap. This time I'm going to open up the last 14 days and the full skein. So, as I said, I really like how these are like packaged, where each color is kind of a surprise. And I was able to figure out a way to attach the tags to the skeins of yarn so that I don't have to pack them back into the little pouches and still be able to keep track of what color is what. So day 15 is Bony Unpolished Finger. Nice aqua turquoise, kind of like a caramel rosy color. I'll take care of the tag later. Day 16. Who is she? Ooh, I like this one. This one has a lot of bright colors to it, so that's cool. The greens, kind of like an olive green or like a spinach green even. That's cool, I like that one. I want to make sure I keep the tag with it. Okay. Day 17. So Vile. I like the combination of the purple and the orange. That's cool. Day 18, Frigid Bitch. I know I mentioned in the previous video about this collection that some people anticipated it being like super heavy in like pink colors because of the theme of the collection being Legally Blonde, but it's proven to be a really great combination of like pretty much all the colors of the rainbow and everything in between. So this one is kind of like raspberry colored, kind of plum, and then some like taupe cream colors. So that's cool. Day 19, Yo Quiero Taco Bell. That was a very late 90s, early 2000s ad campaign for Taco Bell. Do they still use that branding? I'm sure this is painstaking watching me pull these open. This is a fun color combination. I like that. That's really cool. A lot of these remind me of like popsicles or like candies from my youth. And it definitely meets the expectations of what I thought when I heard the inspiration for the collection was the movies Legally Blonde. This definitely gives Elwood vibes, like the kind of raspberry colors and the pinks, the lilac, all of that is definitely very girly Elwood's colors. Oh, and that color, I forgot to say the name of, is I'm Taking the Dog, Dumbass. Day 21, Reckless Abandonment. Very cool. There's something about the combination of like the kind of chocolatey brown with pink that I really like. I don't know what it is. And then the addition of that purple in there is pretty cool. I don't know that I would necessarily think to put that together, but I like it. Ironically enough, I guess it kind of makes me think of like everything like sweet and youthful, which I guess is a lot of like what Elle Woods represents, is like sweetness and youth and carefree. So all the colors of this really fit the theme. Day 22. So much better. So much of this video is going to be like dead air, me not talking and just pulling out all of these little skeins of yarn. Oh, look at that. This one reminds me kind of almost like a garden with the greens and the pinks. It makes me definitely think of like climbing vines and springtime. So yes, I'm definitely looking forward to spring. My brain is stuck in spring mode right now, even though it's so cold here in February, but spring is just around the corner. So, oh, this is my favorite line from the movie, Bend and Snap. Literally my favorite line in the movie. It was like so funny. When I think of the movie Legally Blonde and Elle Woods, that is definitely what I think of. Why is this one giving me so much difficulty? There we go. I tend to talk to myself a lot, so little mutterings here and there. Oh, that, again, that's like a very beachy vibe. I love the subtle pop of pink. And then the aqua turquoisey color. Is there a difference between aqua and turquoise? And if so, what is the difference? I think they're kind of interchangeable, but that's just my opinion. Day 24 is liposuction. There might have been a better way for me to do this, but I didn't think of it. So like I said, lots of dead air with me silently pulling at the strings to get the little packages open. I'm having a good time. So hopefully I have not bored you to death. Liposuction looks to be, oh yes, nice oranges and kind of like a blush rosy pink, and then I guess you could say kind of like a mauve color, some purple coming out in there. I like that. Very calming color, in my opinion. Maybe for somebody else it wouldn't be calming, but I like this. I think some people consider blue calming, but there's something about the kind of orangey colors there that just very satisfying. Humped Like Gorillas, day 25. We're almost to the end, I promise. But you won't have to see me unknotting these anymore. Ooh, there's a lot of action going on in this one. I like the kind of gold color and that kind of navy, royal blue, the greens. There's a lot there. That one's cool. I like watching videos of the people that do hand-dyed yarns and seeing like how they put the dye in to get those different colors like that. Day 26, he got waitlisted. That one's pretty. Again, kind of leaning into the blues. I love the bright pink. And then the way that the pink and the blue kind of came together to make a little bit of like lavender purpley kind of pops in there. Very cool. Like I said, just thinking about how the dye kind of like flows in the water to create the different color combinations is really fun. Day 27, and your boyfriend's name is... pink and green, and this pink is leaning a little more red, kind of like there. Yes, very nice. And the last mini skein, day 28, is first cardinal rule. Oh, yes. Another really great color here with kind of like that little bit of brown and the bright raspberry pink, some bubblegum pink. Well, that's a lot of fun. And then I have the final one, the full skein. Says, "No offense, Aristotle." Oh, what a beautiful color. Nice and bright. Pinks, purples, very Elwoods. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. Definitely will be buying more yarn from Little Wolf Knits at some point in the future. So now I just have to sit down and think of what I want to do with all of this fabulous yarn. As I said in the previous video, I wasn't sure if I'm going to put it all into one project or if I'm going to turn it into multiple projects. So we'll just have to wait and see what we'll do.